Hey guys, in this video I wanted to talk about the Gauntlet race, about my experience with Gauntlet race, and a bit about the build that I'm doing, which is currently level 77 and I'm playing Soulrend. So if you are like me and you are just playing softcore trade league, then I just also wanted to encourage you to try Gauntlet because we still got a couple days left, and if you haven't tried, just try it out. It's free to join and it's very easy. And the reason why I say that is because there's still a lot of value, I think, in trying it out. Not just to torture yourself going through the first 3 acts, but also it kind of changes your mindset a bit, forces you to think about defensive layers a bit. And I think overall it can help you improve, well, making builds, because it kind of forces you to start thinking about defensive layers right from the start, how to survive it. And in softcore, let's be honest, most of the time you just think how to get more damage, right? And not really how to survive and do damage slowly. It really changes your mindset and forces you to think more about defensive layers, how much life you need, how much, what kind of defensive layers you can get. By the way, this is the build that I'm doing is like triple hybrid, life, mana, and ES. In this case, I also need to think how else to get like mitigation, because just getting flat effective HP isn't really very efficient. You're still gonna get one-shotted at some point, so you still need to figure out how to get mitigation. And if you don't have Fortify, which I could get if I wasn't so stubborn, but I'm still surviving somehow. I actually started as a Sunder build. Yeah, I know, Sunder. No one plays Sunder, so I thought Sunder used to be popular, but now no one plays Sunder, so I'm gonna do Sunder now because it's no longer popular. And the idea was to use Sunder and use Shockwave, so you do the slam, it like, you know, travels, hits multiple times, and each time it would do the Shockwave. Unfortunately, my first character died to goats in Act 1, then quickly re-rolled, same build basically, got to Act 4 and died to Deirdre. I'm gonna include some clips, not sure if I can find more clips, just gonna include the rip clip. Yeah, Deirdre is scary. The idea of the Sunder build is pretty cool, but it's really not good for Gauntlet because you need a helmet enchantment, because otherwise Sunder just travels so goddamn slow. And you also need to Warcry a lot, which is great if you got the damage, and I did kind of have the damage, but well, I ripped. By the way, if you don't know, the Gauntlet mods are pretty scary. 40% monster life, that's just making them tankier. Then 70% increased area of effect is pretty massive. For certain boss fights, it's very scary. Then monsters deal 20% more damage. Then we are 20% faster, and then we get triple physical as extra elements, 30%. And then players have minus 20 already. So first couple acts are very slow and very boring, but if you like grind it out, it becomes better. And Sunder at the start felt like really bad because you need a decent weapon. You also need Warcries to get the excited attacks happening. And the build was very tanky. I went with like a full tank jug approach. Just got the most tankiness I could get. And the reason why I died, because I did not have enough damage. So you kind of still have to find the balance between getting enough damage and getting enough survivability. So getting like full tankiness is not great, but also going full glass cannon is also not great. So that build ended in Act 4. That was the second rip, and then I re-rolled into Soulrend. I had a couple of build ideas like prepared, but not like fully planned, just like first couple 40 levels planned out, sort of just figure out how to get defensive layers and then navigate through the passive tree a bit while getting some damage, some defensive layers, and then if I managed to level past that level, then I would figure out as I go. So this is one of the builds that I planned. Soulrend, like I said, life, mind over matter, and ES. I currently don't have a lot of ES, but I do have 240 flat energy shield regeneration per second. As occultist, first node that I took was this one, because stun immunity is very important, and if I don't get hit like very fast after the first hit, then I will almost never be stunned because I will immediately regen some. And I decided to mix that, regenerate 200 energy shield per second while rare or unique enemies nearby. This one is the Veil mod. Lucky I got this mod on the first body armor that I found. But I was planning to get that as a benchcraft, which I believe only goes to like 120 flat. As you can see, I still don't have a 5-link. I'm still using 3 4-link setups. And actually the main thing that carried me through the process was the Blight Totem. I was planning to use Blight Totem with the Spreading Rod jewel, which would hinder enemies for longer duration, and it would work like a replacement for Wither Totem. So it would slow enemies down, and my main idea was to use Wither Totem just to slow enemies down so they don't like charge into me. And totems also like absorb some aggro. I also have a Stone Golem to get some physical mitigation. Another 4-link is the Bane. Bane with Despair, so it applies Despair. And Bane doesn't really do much damage, and I find Bane to be a bit less clear speed compared to Soulrend. So Soulrend, I think it works very well. You kind of just shoot projectiles and just run after them, and they just clear enemies like 2 screens away if you get enough damage. Unfortunately, I don't really have enough damage, and I'm playing like very safely, trying to see the enemy moving towards me very fast, quickly dash away, drop all the stops that I can to slow them down. So I do have like a Vortex on the left click, which is like currently 1.1 second cooldown, which is also linked to Arcane Surge. So also proc Arcane Surge very easily, and the Vortex slows enemies down with the Chilling Ground. Then I have Enfeeble with the Blasphemy. From the Cruel Lab I took Malediction because Malediction says enemies with Malediction deal 10% reduced damage and take 10% increased damage. So just having Blasphemy with the Enfeeble makes me do a bit more damage and take less damage on top of Blasphemy. So Blasphemy is mitigating the damage and Malediction. And then from Merciless Lab I really needed more damage, so I had to take this one. I was debating on taking that, but I would only need this in high tier maps, and only if I get enough damage and if I get enough EOE for the curse, because enemies wouldn't explode if they are not cursed, and I would need to be close enough for enemies to have a chance to explode. So decided to go with that. Also reducing enemy life regen is nice against some tougher enemies. And the Soulrend is actually, I found just recently Geoffrey's Crest, which basically like is a very weak 5-link. And right now I couldn't even get a proper 5-link because I don't want to replace this body armor. And I'm still using level 12 Wand. This is level 12 Wand. I just cannot replace it. I would need like serious Wand to replace this. Something with a lot more spell damage, cast speed. Cast speed is also very nice, but soon I will not need more cast speed. +1 to hair spell skill gems, and the other nice thing would be to get hair's dot multiplier. That's the only thing that would outdamage, I think, right now. Going with the shield, getting a bit of block, not that much. I do have 20 block, and I was planning on picking up these nodes because, like I said, I need mana as well. So these do give a bit of regen and spell block, so it kind of works. I'm not taking the glancing blows. I may take glancing blows later. But right now I was traveling to the shadow. I wanted more projectile speed because Soulrend feels a bit clunky until you get enough cast speed and projectile speed. Without the projectile speed, it just travels so slowly. Also, another weird thing that I noticed that I'm almost never using flasks. It's kind of weird playing in the scary league, but scary gauntlet, but barely using flasks. And I think it's because I'm trying to focus on the screen, what's happening, and trying to just not get hit. That's my best defense, just not getting hit. And if I do get hit, then I just panic and try to survive while mashing all the flasks. That's my strategy, kind of. All of my other items are kind of just whatever, just barely passable. I am trying to get some hair stress, so right now it's -10 hair stress, capped all other res, and I should be improving the mana soon. So I think I'm gonna be getting these life nodes, then more mana, and maybe damage here. Or I may travel here to the glancing blows, get maybe these nodes for the more block and these life nodes. I'm not too sure what to do. I'm like level 77, so I don't have that many points. I'm gonna be trying to reach at least level 80 and then see if I can change some things on this build and maybe do some more dangerous things, because right now I'm just avoiding all the ultimatums. I even don't have enough damage to do ultimatums. because my damage so much relies on casting Bane and on Blight Totem while applying Hinder to enemies. Until then, Soulrend doesn't really do much damage. But I think Soulrend could be great for the clear speed. If I could get more damage, Soulrend would be amazing for clear speed, and it would allow me to reach like level 90 faster. But that also requires going into high tier maps, and that's kind of scary. And because I don't have enough damage with Soulrend, I can't really do incursions very well. I'm afraid to do heists, can't really do ultimatums. Even rituals can be like very sketchy, even in lower tier maps. So that's my life for now. I am, by the way, enjoying this Gauntlet a lot, and like I said, I see a lot of value in trying it out. So if you haven't tried Gauntlet, I'm gonna include a link in video description if you wanna read about the Gauntlet, and to join, you just don't need to do anything. Just go to the character creation screen and click join, basically. I'm gonna try to go as far as I can, but I don't expect to survive for much longer, so this may be ending soon. And after that, I'll probably return to normal Ultimatum League. I got some couple other build ideas. I really want to redo the Sunder build in proper Ultimatum League. Maybe some cast and crit build with Detonate Dead, we'll see. For now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.